So here is the load for the painting of the senior parking spot. Y'all, this is a real process. We went like on a Sunday, late Sunday afternoon, and went ahead and got it cleaned up and started that base coat. We have never done this before. We did not do this. It wasn't a thing with my oldest daughter. So the directions that we found, you actually mixed it some with water, and really we found that the benefit of that, I think it was like half a gallon of water to a gallon of paint. It just made it a little more porous, so it was able to get in all those little crevices and cracks in the concrete. And so Trent came with me this day and taped it off. We worked on that together. You have to do 4 inches around,
so
and top, sides, and bottom. So we got the base coat, and we decided just to let it dry, and then he was going to come back the next morning for work and help me get the stripes taped down. It's kind of at an angle, and that was really throwing my brain off. It's slanted, so it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, and I was really struggling with that. We had to do some math to kind of figure out the best way to make that work. But once we got that figured out, taped it down, then Caroline and I went ahead and did the striping. I painted the pink stripes, nervous about how it was going to turn out, but really when we took the tape off, I was shocked at how clean the lines looked and how well that it came out. And I think most people were very successful that we saw. I think we had a lot of stripes going on up there, and I think a lot of people they didn't have any problems with it either, so that turned out to be a good thing. So you can see how well they turned out. So once we let those dry, we took a break, came back. Caroline actually got a hula hoop to do that circle. Hey folks, so I'm in the break room. That's my car, sweating bullets up here. It's so hot. Listen, some of these teenagers come by and playing some music for me, with some colorful language in it. Anyway, I don't care. I'm so hot. I don't care what they do right now, to be honest with you. I don't care. So it's going pretty good. We're just kind of creating our own little design up here. We kind of had some things that we were looking at. Caroline is finishing some of the lines, and I'm fixing to start doing some scallops. So it's going to be cute. It's just hot. But today's been better than previous days, so I'm thankful for that. And we've had no rain. So anyway, the adventures. These are 2 of her very best friends that have parking spaces beside hers. So that was fun. And I just got a few snapshots of us working and the progress, and then here is the final result. Took us about 3 trips up there, and she worked some without me, and I worked with her some also, but we're very happy the way it turned out. And when her buddies got theirs painted, they all look so cute together. I'll try to get a picture of that soon to post on here, but little monogram in the center, and it was great. Hey friends, I'm so glad that you're with me today. I am going to be doing a little bit of everything in this video. I'm going to share with you the finished and kind of the process of doing this senior parking spot that we did. So if you've got a kid in high school, take notes. You'll be happy that you did later on. Also, today I'm going to a client's house I don't know what we're going to do. Last week we worked in the sewing room. We'll see what we're going to do today. And then I'm going tomorrow to finish up some kitchen cabinets. I'm going to get a couple of organizers for that. And then I have a few little things I'm going to try to do around here. So just join me. Let's just hop on here, let it run, see if you find some things that are motivating to you, or you get a few tips. And yeah, so we are loaded up, and I think I'm going to get a Celsius. Let me tell y'all this before I go any further. So I've got some things I've got to work on health-wise. I just do. I've got my appointment scheduled, so that maybe that'll give me an idea of what's going on with my hormones. But I take an over-the-counter med all the time for my headaches. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to. It's not good for me. And it's the only thing that really helps my headaches. And I'm really trying to get off of it. This is my 3rd day without having one, and that probably seems like nothing. But if you knew how addicted I was to this, you would understand. But I'm going to get off of these first, fingers crossed. I've tried so many times before. And then my next thing is I'm going to get rid of the energy drinks. But I just figured for the sake of my sanity, I can't let them both go at the same time. So anyway, running over to get a Celsius, and I got to get to work. So y'all just keep watching. It's going to be a fun day, or an interesting day. This video is going to be all over the place, let me just tell you, because my life's all over the place. So I'm setting up on my table the stuff that I'm going to use for little goodie bags for our cheerleaders. We have our Panther night Friday night. It's kind of where we introduce the cheerleaders, I think the volleyball players, and then the football team does some scrimmaging. So, and then my niece is leaving to go to college next week. So I'm going to be putting her together a cute little tub. I'll tell you about this in a minute, and some snacks and stuff. So some of this is for cheer, some of it's for snack, and these are for a client tomorrow. So let me go ahead and get it sorted, and we'll talk about what I got. Y'all, I have made so many goodie bags over the years. Oh my goodness. This house could tell so many tales of all the things that have gone on in this kitchen that I put together. Sometimes I go upstairs in the craft room, but I just decided since I had all this stuff downstairs, I would just spread it out on the table, and I knew I was going to get it pretty much done the next day so it wouldn't be sitting out there that long. But it's this kind of stuff that, you know, has kind of made me feel emotional. I mean, I still have this whole year, there's going to be a lot of things and a lot of activities that we do, but I've been doing this kind of stuff for most of my life. You know, even when I was just teaching, before I had kids of my own, you know, doing things like this for my classroom. So it's such a huge part of me that, I don't know, I guess I'll just get to go from this maybe to grandchildren one day. I've got to have a way to get that part of myself out because it's just a big part of who I am. So anyway, this was kind of fun, just kind of getting it all set up and kind of seeing how much I had and what I needed. I do have some extra candy that I'm going to put up for our next little thing coming up because we will have something else soon. And I also really enjoyed putting this little box together for my niece. I've got some cute little inspirational stickers coming. They should be here in a couple of days, and I'm going to put some on the box and put some inside for her so that she can use them somewhere else. And I got the cutest little pencil plush toy at Target that I'm going to tie on top with a big bow, and just kind of a combo for her birthday and her going away to college. She is going to the same college that my oldest daughter went to. So that's kind of special that both of them are ending up there. And I hope that she's going to love it as much as my Hope did, and I'm sure she will. It's just a great place to be, and it seems like it was just a fit from her from the beginning, and it was kind of that way with Hope too. We knew when we left that day that that's where she was going to end up, and she did, and I think she loved just about every single minute that she was there. So we're excited for her and just looking forward to all that is in store for her in the future.
The world is rushing past us, chasing deadlines, chasing time. Lost in the future, obsessed with the next climb. But look right here beside us, just slow down and see the quiet, gentle magic that happens naturally. The way the light hits softly, the coffee's perfect steam. A scene too sweet for dreaming, better than any dream. Don't let the small things vanish, don't let them disappear. These are the quiet anchors that keep us steady here. Hold your breath just for a second, let the rush subside. We're living in beautiful moments, we have to freeze the frame. Tiny flashes of perfection, worth more than fortune or fame. It's the unexpected laughter, the hand held in the rain, the sudden clear awareness that we won't pass this way again. These simple, honest treasures, we collect them.
Okay, so I have it sorted. This is kind of like all the cheerleader stuff. I'm probably going to have a few of those extra, and I'm going to add to my niece's goodie bag. All of that stuff is going. I do have a few little school items there I'll share with you, and I'm going to pick her up maybe like a body scrub and some socks, just some little snacky things. And then these, I have not been over in this section in a while in Walmart, but I liked the pink, and it comes with a lid, so it would be stackable, but I felt like she could use this, you know, when she's going back and forth home, if she's got stuff that she needs to throw in and have a lid. So that's what I'm going to put her stuff in, and I think this one was like $4.97, so a really good price for that too. So I'm going to go get my bags and go ahead and start filling these up. So I'm just kind of putting everything in. I got her some of these little individual things of cereal, some candies, some popcorn chips, Teddy Grahams, Cheez-Its. Then I'm going to put some of the goldfish packs in, breakfast bars, and I got some of these pencils and highlighters, and then whatever candy I have left, I'll probably trickle it down in here too. It's pretty full. I might stick a pair of socks or something down in there, but I'm going to tie a really big bow around it and maybe put a little sticker or something on the front. Okay, here we go. So at this point, they're looking cute, but I do have a few more things to add. So keep watching. You'll see that at the end of the video. So I'm off again today. I'm going to kind of take you with me as I go into Target. I've got some drawer organizers that I want to get. It's just the ones that we've always used. They're my favorite, and I need quite a few of those. Maybe a turntable. I picked up a few things yesterday at Walmart. I'll share those with you. And then I'm going to make a quick run in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I am going to try to get some things to help set up a window in one of the shops downtown. That's something I've been wanting to do. I know next year is going to be easier because I'll have all the stuff that I'm using at home now that I can use. This is going to kind of just be a quick turnaround, and hopefully the fall I can do a little bit more. So I'm just going to buzz in there and see, and then tomorrow I will be putting up some wallpaper in that store just on the front desk. So yeah, just again, lots of little things, and it's catching up with me. The parking space, that's done, as you saw, and that was fun, but it was a lot. I'm very sore. Anyway, let's get going. I'm about 10 minutes behind what I wanted to be, so I got to get on the road and get started with this day. So this is a drawer that I'd sorted last time, but I didn't have the organizers, and I was able to kind of put the organizers in here. There's probably still some stuff that could be decluttered, This is an area that she got rid of a lot of cups from last time, but this whole area is one that I will be reworking in this video. This was like our targeted area, you know, cups, everybody has too many, and she got rid of a ton from last time, so that helped. And then once I got over here, we had talked about I wanted to rework this and get rid of all those lids. As I was thinking, lots of them did not have a match, so they're going to go. And we turned this into kind of like the medicine drawer for her kids' meds, and we have another little area that we're using for some of it in the cabinet. But that way we were able to get rid of some of the stuff off her counters, because she's going to put another like appliance in there, and so we wanted to kind of clear that off. And none of these things are things that they can really get to or that would harm them. I made sure that everything was, you know, closed up and not leaking before I put it there. And then that was the little Lazy Susan that I put in that cabinet so that she'll be able to get to that. And she's short like me, so she needed access to her cups and glasses, so I tried to keep enough of them lower so that she could get those as well. I know what that's like. I have the short problem too. And then this is the next section that I will be working in. I'll be talking about this very soon. Going to be matching some things up and just kind of reworking this coffee bar to make it a little neater. It's got some really pretty cups, so I tried to put those kind of on display a little bit more in the front when I reorganize it, and you'll kind of see what I do with that. So I'm in the middle now of the cups. I'm actually talking this one through because I didn't want to wake the baby up earlier. I have been playing, you know, match the tops to the cups. Don't you hate that? I mean, that is such a pain because we all lose the tops. And I've learned there's some tops that can go with multiple cups. But anyway, so I've kind of got that started. I'm moving out any like little Christmas cups. I've got another spot they can go, and they can free up a little bit of room down here. And I am adding this shelf riser, which I think is going to be a humongous difference in them being able to get to these cups. And then this cabinet, this stuff, we're not real sure if some of it's expired or not, but I found these in their pantry. We have not been using them, and I'm going to do something with this stuff in these, and then they can be stacked. And you know, like I said, use what you've got. If you've got things you're not using, see if you can find a way to make them work. Haven't bought a whole lot of stuff for this kitchen or pantry because they did have some things, but you know, I'm just finding some ways to make it work also. And then I did pick up these at Walmart. These are the ones I love. They're very inexpensive, like $2.50 something each. So I may use those in the pantry. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and talk you through a few spaces that I changed today, and I did a little videoing of this so you got to see. So this was really, when I got here, everything was kind of stacked together and really not working because they're trying to use their cutting boards and their pans at the same time. Really, y'all, it was a very easy fix. The cutting boards were up here. I just put them down here, and now all they have to do is just slide them out. Very easy. And then these are muffin tins, which are not used all the time, but very accessible now. And then all the cookie sheets, baking sheet pans right here. So very easy to get to all of that. I'm betting they don't use this a lot, but even if they do, pull these up, pull that out. Very easy to get to. So I think that is going to solve her problem over here. All I did down here, ooh, this lit up. The other one did not. I just moved those two up there. I had another pot here that was something they didn't use a lot. I moved it to another place. I'll show you that. And that gave me room up here for these, and still very accessible to any of these things. And this is where I put that pot. And then because I cleaned all this out last time, so there was plenty of room for it. So that got a new home there, which freed up room over there. It really is like a puzzle. And when I got here today, I basically we did a walkthrough, told her my thoughts, and I asked her what was working in here, what needed to be tweaked, and we did the same thing in the pantry. So when I finish in here in the kitchen, I'm gonna go in there next. And that's what you have to do. You gotta live with it for a while. And then all the lids were in here. You saw that earlier. totally reworked. Now we have medicines and things and medicine dispensers in this drawer. Much easier to get to. We were able to get rid of the basket that was up there, and I put all of this here. And then I added this little medicine, this little turntable. Maybe I could have fit a 2-tiered one, but I don't think so. I think it would have been too high. So this one came from Ross. It was $5. I like it because it has these sides so things are not going to fall out. Easy to get to, and she's short like me, so you know, hey, short people have to unite. She needed some easy things to reach here because, you know, too high up, you can't do it. So I try to give her plenty of glasses here, and then some smaller things there, some plastic ones over here, and then, you know, the kids' things there as well. And I think she's about my height. She could still get to some of this. Up here, I reworked it, and this is where I put another tier. I'm going to put the Christmas cups up there, and then when it's Christmas time, they can pull them out. So I have a little space up there, so that should work out great. Of course, this drawer was a huge one. I had just sorted things last time, and I went and got these today. Y'all, I'm in a panic. I love these little drawer organizers, and Kelly and I used them, and I've been using them too all these years. I don't know if they're going to be making them anymore. I found one set of these, and they only had a few of these, so I may be sad because I'm going to get on their website and see if they still carry them. But got this in really good order, and now I do think, again, they can just go through here and pull out what needs to be pulled out. So we're going to get back to the cups and see if we can get this finished, and then I'm going to head in the pantry and do a little cleanup there. Look how much better this looks. I put these in here for them to see if they're any good. And we can keep coffee in those, and they'll stack nicely. There's several things. Actually, all of this stuff here was really expired, and I mean like 2020 and 2022, so I'm getting rid of that. And then we just had this little bit left, and I was going to let them look at that, but that looks much better to me. And have a little bit more room, but let's don't fill it all up. And then this really turned out well too. I used this shelf divider up here. I just had to make sure, you know, that I put some things that weren't as tall, but worked out great. And then they have all these down here, and I moved the Christmas ones and a few others over to the cabinet where the extra space is. And then these are the cups so far that have lids over here. These are the ones that I could not find a lid to, so I'm going to let her look at these. This could probably go somewhere else. I may just keep it down here. But anyway, that's that. So this whole area is much better. I'm going to take a peek in these drawers, and then I'm heading to the pantry. These are all the lids that have no home. And she got rid of a lot of cups the last time I was here. So we're going to just let her live with these a while, put them somewhere, and see if she needs them. And then after a time will tell situation, then she can go ahead and get rid of those. Kind of already out of organizers pretty much. I've got just a few little things left, but I'm thinking that this, I don't know, this could be some more expired, but I'm just going to straighten this up a little bit and kind of leave this for now, and then they can take a peek and see what's expired. Quick little organize to clean it up a little bit. Not much here. I moved a few things over, and that will be decluttered, and then I've got all of those a little bit better. Okay, all right, so I'm in the pantry, excuse me, and this area is what's gotten a little congested for them. I've already taken a couple of things out, and I do have these bins that I think I'm going to try to use. So mainly what I'm going to do is focus right over here. I'm already seeing some things I think I can move. I'm also going to find a home for these. We've got some back to school stuff going on. And we do have some room over here. So pretty good shape overall from the way that I left it. There is probably a little extra room in these. I just put baby bottles down there that she may be about to get rid of, and then that's some drinks. So I'm just going to kind of revisit where everything is and do a little switcheroo and see if I can't get this cleaned up a little bit. Okay, let's talk about the changes that I made in here. This was my main focus, it really, it really is like putting a puzzle together. You just kind of have to start moving things around, figuring out as you go. So I thought this was a good home for these little mandarin cups. She had just bought those, so my thoughts were keep the one on the top open, and then you just can go down. They fit perfectly right there. They have children in school, so they have a lot of snacks. Kind of just cleaned up all of this so they could kind of see what was in these baskets. And then this was one of their big issues, so I've got applesauce and fruit cups here, and then I put Jell-O with some fruit cups, cleaned up their chips. And then pretty much in this one, I just put nuts and dried berries. They can pull it out. I felt like this would be something they wouldn't have to get to constantly, but easy for Mom and Dad just to pull out, and it's not too heavy. Focused on all of that, getting all of that a little cleaned up. And then I did a few little rearranging over here and on the shelf. Okay, next thing on the list, I am ironing our senior sashes for them to wear at tomorrow night's Maroon and White Night. We have 6 seniors, so I just remember from last year when we did this, they're so wrinkled when they come in. So I'm just giving them a little touch up, and we'll put those on after they perform. You know, as I was going to say, my house has been so alive for so many years with things like this. I have been baking and hosting and doing, well, you know, teaching school, elementary school, I did all of it even then. And then, of course, when I had my own child, that added a whole nother dimension to it. And it's just really never stopped. So, over 30 years, it's going to feel so strange when this is not part of my daily routine. But I was talking to my older daughter today, you know, and I really do hope that when she has a child that I'm able to help her do some of these things, because I know how important it is when you're a working mom. My mother helped me so much. I'm so thankful for all that she did for me, and I try to always let her know that, because, you know, when you're working a full-time job and your spouse is working a full-time job, or if you're a single mom, you need it. You need the help. So maybe it will still feel alive around here. I don't know. That's the part that does make me feel a little sad, because I always feel like when I'm doing things like this, the house is just alive and full of excitement and, you know, all the things. But just another chapter, and, you know, in a way, sorry, in a way, I'm going to graduate with her. So, cheers to 2027. So these are the little pins that one of our moms made that we're going to put on the outside of the bags. And she put their class, their freshman, junior, senior. And I added the earrings. They're little. Let's see if you can see in one of these. I don't think you can see. They're little paws with the pearls. So I am going to start tying the ribbon and adding the buttons. So these turned out so cute. I'm looking forward to giving them to all the girls tomorrow night. We have our beginning of the year, just kind of like showcase of football players and cheerleaders. So we'll gift them then. Those are some of the earrings that we put in it. And those are our senior sashes that our senior girls will wear. And then I've also just included some pictures from the rest of the stuff that's on this video. I hope that, y'all, this is just kind of how my life is. It is just here, there, and everywhere. Never know what I might do in a couple of days' time. It's different almost every week. A lot of it, most of it, I really do enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that if you have not subscribed, you will do so. Just let it play. Listen while you're working. Let's work together. Leave me a comment, and I hope that I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much, guys.